That does not make me feel good.
I know.
But it's not coming our way.
Right. We're actually looking fine. We don't have any big effects. If I show you the 7-day, you never know that there was a depression near us, you know. So I know that's some good news for us. Still, we do have the depression out there, so we'll go into that quickly, and then I'll get into our local forecast for the next several days, including the weekend, which again is looking just kind of typical for June. But we do have the new tropical depression. This formed this afternoon, just a couple of hours ago. This is now named a tropical depression. As I was saying, this is something where they found winds of 35 miles per hour. The hurricane hunters flew around and they found a closed center of circulation. That's what you need to make something into a depression. And really, you only need to increase the wind speeds up to about 40 miles per hour to make it a tropical storm. So could this be a really quick tropical storm in the next couple of days? The answer is yes, and in fact, it's in the forecast from the National Hurricane Center for this to become a tropical storm, but briefly. It may not even last quite a day. We will see if it does do that indeed, but either way, a trough of low pressure is going to kind of drift this and, well, direct it to start drifting farther south, and it will move into some strong wind shear and dry air. So you can see as early as maybe tomorrow afternoon, if it did become a tropical storm before then, it might already be back to a depression or eventually a remnant low. This is our model. This is just one model. I just wanted to show you the idea. I've highlighted the area of the depression. You can see it almost just falling apart as it takes that southerly route. Again, there's a trough that's going to direct it that way. And then also what we have over here is a surface high pressure. So that's why where we are really not looking for big impacts from this system at all, aside from maybe a little bit of a breeze, especially near the coast in the next day or so, and just a few passing showers that we have had today. Some of you may have gotten some light rain briefly. Any real rain is expected where it's ongoing really right now over Florida. Where we are, we may get a 1/4 of an inch in the next few days. That's a really rough estimate. Could be a little more if we have any storms. Could easily be much less if you do not see the rain, and not all of us will. Again, light breeze possible through tomorrow, couple of passing showers, and then our June weekend looking super typical, highs around 90 or lower 90s, and maybe just a few storms around. Looking at our hurricane season names, the first would be Arlene, then we would be on to Brett, Cindy, Don, Emily, and Franklin and Gert. And looking at the forecast for the season, you may have joined us last night for our hurricane special, but just to reiterate, we're looking for about average, and a couple of outlets even saying some slightly below average numbers for the season this year. Now, this is why there are going to be two big competing elements. One is El Nino and one is very warm Atlantic waters. El Nino, remember, we're not into it yet, but there's a good chance we could enter an El Nino phase in the next maybe month or so. That's where you have warmer than average waters off the coast of South America around Ecuador and Peru. And in a way, this does translate pretty easily to see over into our part of the Caribbean and Atlantic. It creates winds going in two directions when you go up in the atmosphere, and that's what we call vertical shear. So when there's a lot of shear, as you know, many savvy people here with weather in South Louisiana, that makes it hard for hurricanes to form and keep going. But the other side of the coin is that the Atlantic is very hot right now. So that's why most of the forecasts so far are saying about average, maybe below average. If the El Nino kind of wins out over that warm water, we will see. And of course, we'll know more as we get further into the season. It's very early right now. 87 in New Orleans, partly cloudy, temperatures mainly in the 80s. And here are those winds, not super strong, but a little breezy, some gusts near 15 or so miles per hour near the coast. And here are those very small passing showers on the outskirts of that system. Now, we're not expecting a lot of rain this evening. We'll be in the 70s, slight chance for a passing shower. Lows tonight upper 60s to lower 70s, and tomorrow highs about 90 with maybe a stray shower possible. Also, though, with those winds from the east and northeast, might not be super muggy, so that could be something kind of pleasant for tomorrow. Very typical 20% or so rain chances with highs in the lower 90s through the weekend.
It was a special day on Airline Drive.